Well, I'm joined now by Mark Horowitz, a resident of Altadena in Los Angeles, which has been badly affected by the Eaton fire. Thank you for being with us. Tell us what happened to you and your family.
Well, we were, a good friend of ours saw the fire start on the hill and he called us and we had about 20 minutes to evacuate and the fire had moved so quickly. We went to a friend's house with my family, two boys, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my wife and I. And then I went back to water the house down and realized it's probably not a good idea. I left, and then my wife woke me up because of this Twitter account. LA Scanner was reporting 911 calls from our neighborhood, and she noticed that there were houses calling that were on her stroller walk, which is very near our house. This is 2 a.m. And I went back and I fought the best I could with a neighbor. And we were able to save our street. We were able to save our block. It's a miracle. I'm in such loss for words for the people that have lost their livelihoods and homes, and it's absolutely devastating.
Yeah, I'm sorry, obviously, to see everything. We're all very sorry to see what's happened there. You've got two very young children, a 5-year-old and a 7-month-old, and yet you went back to the area, something but probably the fire authorities would say was not wise, and yet you did manage to save your house. I mean, why did you choose to do that?
Well, I mean, we only have two fire engines in Altadena, and this is of no fault at all to the fire department. They are heroes, and they did everything they could. But in returning, I noticed that there wasn't any fire support, and I drove around the block to see where the fire was coming from, and fire houses were on fire. There was nobody there, and I did what I had to do, and the
And we're
situation,
just seeing some of the
unfortunately,
pictures, in fact, that you have kindly
yeah,
sent to us of that night and the aftermath. And you hosed down the house, is that right?
yes, I was down our house and our neighbors' houses. And thank God for this truck. I had plugged in our sprinkler system to the truck and ran it off the truck. And then I would just circle the block and put out spot fires. And there was a big dumpster fire that a neighbor had helped with as well. He's amazing. I mean, unfortunately, it was forced upon us, and my only option was to engage to try to save our neighborhood. My guilt is I wish I could have done more.
How are your children now? Because obviously the neighborhood is devastated.
Yeah, it's bad. It's devastated. It's evaporated.
And your memories and their memories of that night and what they might have seen must still be haunting you.
Yeah, I mean, I still think I see flames and like I mean, I'm even like scared when somebody turns on a faucet and I see water and I'm it's really it was very, very shocking. At one point, I looked down the street and the other one side of the street was on fire. The golf course was on fire, and there were flames breaching up behind our house. And I had no idea what to do. I mean, I did have an exit strategy. Thank God, I wasn't gonna be a martyr. Um, but the winds moved. The golf course may have saved us because it was a fire break. I don't know. Um, but there were several people that stayed back and fought, and it was because it was so overwhelming. The winds were 80 to 100 miles an hour. It was pushing me. I'm a 200-pound guy.
And I mean, do you have any regrets about staying? Because it must have gone through your mind that although you had an exit strategy, as you put it, you can't be sure of anything in that scenario.
No, I don't have regrets. We had worked so hard to live in that house and all of our family heirlooms. And I know so many people have lost these things and did not have this option. I wanted to protect our livelihood. Both my wife and I are artists. We work from the house. That is, everything. And, I did what I could, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to save more.
And the insurance company, I gather, tried to cancel your policy. Is that right? Are you financially okay though in the aftermath of this?
I mean, yeah, our insurance policy tried to cancel 2 weeks before due to overhanging branches on our house. They said they flew a drone over our house. They need not be named, but insurance companies were looking for a way out. Yeah, financially, I think we're going to be okay. But we're unable to work. I believe that we'll be not able to return 3 to 6 months due to the toxicity of the soot and the air quality, and our house is badly smoke damaged. So we're going to have to throw away all our furniture and rugs, and we have, of course, 2 young kids that I'm very concerned about.
Yeah, well, we wish you and everyone there, of course, the very best in the coming days and weeks. Mark Horowitz, resident of Altadena, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us today.
I appreciate it.
Still to come on The World Today.